penetrating and perfect truth is seldom met with, even in 100,000 myriad kalpas. Now we can see and hear it. We can remember and accept it. I vow to make the Buddha's truth one with myself. Homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dharma, homage to the Sangha. So, I don't know exactly why my intuition kept telling me to bring this picture to the talk, but it's been that way for a while. And one of the aspects of it is that she is sitting in what's called royal ease. And that's a mudra, which is also could be called a flow. A lot of people call them flows, or a position, in a way, a position that allows for the flow of energy, a certain flow of energy. And in this case, I thought she was very relevant because we've been focusing on nonverbal aspects of communication, and I feel that she has so much teaching that's being given in a nonverbal way. First of all, she looks really relaxed. She or he, as who knows, looks very relaxed but also alert. And to me, there's a kind of joy about it, and this very thing relates as well to transfer of merit, because there's a lot of that going on in the transfer of merit. In fact, it's our dedication to train, our commitment, and coming together to train creates merit at the same time as offering it. It's our offering. Our dedication to training is our offering. I also just want to greet and thank people who have come, and it's been so wonderful training together this weekend, and also no less to greet and thank the many kind and wise teachers that have helped me and us with their kindness and generous teaching. There's a word for that kind of person. It's called the living scripture. Everything they do communicates the Dharma. I don't mean to embarrass anyone, but it's a fact for me. So I did get a question from someone that I love because it made me consider it and brought out some truth. And that question was, is it possible to be a Buddhist without reading the scriptures? And I've talked to a couple people and they said yes, but it also helps to have the scriptures. And there are nonverbal scriptures like the statue, or flows, or bowing, or gasho, things we've been practicing this weekend, ways of communicating without actually talking. And that's nonverbal scripture can be a way of taking refuge in the Dharma. Just walking like this, greeting like this is a way of taking refuge in the Dharma as well as the Sangha. And another aspect of these nonverbal scriptures is that they can communicate to people who aren't and may never be interested in Buddhism, but they like the statues because of the way they make them feel, and that itself is a transmission of the scripture. So, and I've often given this example, but I used to move a lot, and when I did, I would give away my Buddha statues to my friend, the same friend every time. She now has like a house full of Buddha statues, and she says, I want to keep them around. I just like the way they make me feel. She's like, I guess some people probably think I'm a Buddhist. But anyway. So another reason I wanted to bring this picture is that because many of the treasures that we live are invisible and very hard to talk about. you know, it'd be like talking about the wind. You know, everybody agrees that there's wind, but not everyone agrees that there are these other things like merit and joy and transcendence and refuges that you can't necessarily see except through a sort of intuitive reception, like when you look at the statue. Or it's also like the refuge in our Buddha nature, which is the essential nature of our mind, which is intrinsically pure. And, you know, we can say, oh, we all have Buddha nature, and in a way it can be just slide right by. No one sort of, maybe it doesn't resonate for people, but in fact, if we're living in accord with it, people catch it in a way. Our scriptures say, look inwards and advance directly along the road that leads to the mind. And that's another one of those things like, wait a minute, how do you do that? And also Bodhidharma says, look at your mind. And the main instruction we're given is just give it a try. You really don't know until you try it. So we take time for it. We make time for it. And instantly sometimes, and over time, meditation opens up the true life within us. And what I keep trying to find a way to say is that what's inside is as infinite as what's outside. It's pretty, it's been proved true in my life, and it keeps growing. So we just sit within it without expectation. Okay, so how do we do this training? I think first, locate brightness. It is there somewhere. And it helps light the way. On any one day, someone will be showing it. Hear it in the life of the Sangha, you can spot it. And the very recognition helps. Sometimes I'll be walking along, actually already decided that I'm have failed in my effort to grow. And they'll look up and someone will encourage me otherwise, with just an exchange. So I take refuge in the Sangha. So this brightness also means that our blind spots show up when we train together. It's not easy, but then we can do something about them. For myself, for example, I'm afraid of being afraid, and I realize it's because I don't want to defame the Buddha's teaching by being arrogant or foolish or misrepresenting it unintentionally. But people help me with that. So just the presence of friends helps me with that. There is an old saying, paraphrase, Reverend Master Jiyu is the first person I heard say it, but paraphrase it is, I stand in my own shadow, only I can turn around. But sometimes other people's reflections can help let go of judgments. There's no end of discovery. And then the largest reason why this statue speaks to the transfer of merit for me is this quote from a Reverend Master. Always, always we sit and move in the ocean of merit and compassion. Nothing can do anything about this. We offer up our training, we offer up our merit, we offer up the breath, we offer up our intention. Through our efforts to turn our mind towards training, we cause the water of the Spirit to rise and precipitate into the rain of the Dharma. And that is one thing I would love to talk about a lot, but it's one of those things that is not commonly recognized, like wind is, but water of the Spirit is. You have to just have maybe felt a little bit of it, that sort of joy that goes with it. Then the second question I got that I have had some interesting times thinking about is, what does it mean, the means of training are thousandfold? And I waited, and they said, I mean, like, what's fold, thousandfold? And I thought about it, and this is just for the shared joy of it. I realized that if you had 1,000 folds, they'd all share with each other and become our means of training. So if somebody's training over here, it affects somebody training over there, and so forth. And also, the same goes for the Eightfold Path. Each aspect of the path is connected to the other aspects. So this is worth my $3. I got 5 fans. Anyway, so I don't have a lot to say. I've been saying a lot, and that just tends to, I run out of words, but I really do appreciate your company and training and your help. Thank you.